who are causing some issues. I'm going to be the first person to say we are not going to tolerate that activity. We ask people to respect the victims of our city who have just gone through probably the worst day and days of their lives. We do not need people coming here or people in the city causing problems and re-victimizing them.
There is a zero-tolerance policy for anyone outside acting irresponsible past curfew. Albrecht also warns residents of an increase of scams involving contractors. 2 Milwaukee emergency dispatchers are on administrative leave after a 99-year-old woman waited nearly 3 hours for help while she was being attacked inside her home. Officials say the woman's life alert system contacted 911 3 times, but no officers were sent. 911 recordings obtained by Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
I'll take them off hold for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Shut the f*** up!
Ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Police say the woman later called 911 herself, prompting an immediate response. A 22-year-old man was arrested, and the city is investigating why help was delayed. New lawsuit challenging race-based scholarship programs at UW-Madison.
The Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed the lawsuit on behalf of Young America's Foundation and Citizens Defending Liberty. It claims at least 20 scholarships and grants use race as an eligibility requirement, violating the Equal Protection Clause. UW-Madison says it will strongly defend its scholarship practices, arguing they comply with the law. The lawsuit comes weeks after the Wisconsin Supreme Court struck down a similar state scholarship program. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow up 160 points. NASDAQ up 547. S&P 500 up 69. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 10:04.
Family owned and operated. Yep, we sure are. Since 1970. And I know you've probably heard it a million times. But the words family owned and operated hold a lot of water. They mean you can count on dealing with an expert. Because when your dad runs the show, he teaches you all that he knows. They mean prompt service. Because it's not just our job, it's a big part of our life. They mean you're actually working with someone who has accountability and a real interest in your satisfaction and their business's overall success. So when you hear businesses say the words family-owned and operated, give them a try, because small business owners like us really do have your best interest in mind. And when you need advice from southeastern Wisconsin's foremost glass experts, call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
25 years ago, a generational Bucks team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Light It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Foster care isn't about finding perfect kids. It's about being there when they need you most.
Mrs. White stuck out even when she didn't have to. She took me back in. That's why I'm here.
The hard part is you got to stick around. It's only through a lot of hard times sometimes that a kid kind of gets to that turning point to then have the breakthrough where you did change that kid's life.
Exactly.
Sometimes changing a child's life starts with simply refusing to give up. Learn more at lacausa.org.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers closed their series in San Francisco with a 16-3 loss to the Giants. Brewers will visit the Angels starting tomorrow. Green Bay Packers tight end Tucker Kraft poised to start the season on the active roster. General Manager Brian Gutekunst said Kraft has made significant progress in his rehab from a torn ACL suffered in November, and a Week 1 start is a real possibility. Gutekunst expressed optimism that he can get a new contract done with Kraft, who's entering the final year of his rookie deal. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We had a crash blocking the right lane, US 45 north to I-43 east. That has been cleared. I-94 west, almost a mile beyond the ramp from Moreland Road. We do have a disabled vehicle off on the right shoulder.
Traffic is sponsored by the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, supporting communities and residents through advocacy, education, and service. Where you live matters. Get the answers you and your family need about assisted living in Wisconsin. Start with clear, trusted guidance by visiting whereyouLiveMatters.org today.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, warm today, high of 86, overnight low 68. Mostly cloudy, little humid tomorrow. Rain likely later Friday with a high of 80. Rain early Saturday, mostly cloudy, 75. Sunny, breezy Sunday, high 74. Mostly sunny Monday with a high 78. 76 in Madison, 78 in Green Bay, 79 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
And good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Good to be here with my pal, teammates, inspiration, Kristen Bry. I don't know why I said that. You inspire me. You've actually, totally unrelated to what we're going to talk about. I love gardening and landscaping, but you showed me some ideas, and you've been very creative in what you've done in the River West neighborhood. So I've been inspired to do different things in my garden.
Oh, like what?
Just how I make things look. Actually bought a really cool cement face that I now hang in my Japanese garden area that looks aged. Just different ways to approach it.
Fun.
Yeah, the hardscape of landscape, which I love. So thanks for doing that.
That's awesome.
All right. So you were at an event last night, Journal Sentinel. It was a Journal Sentinel event, right?
It was a Milwaukee Journal Sentinel Data Center Forum. It was the last scheduled event for all of the candidates to be on stage together.
11 days left?
11 days left. Tom Tiffany was invited.
No show?
Did not come.
Dude!
Which was, honestly, in a lot of different ways. When he was here, I asked him if he was coming, or at least I asked his staffer if he was coming, because invites had already gone out. And she goes, I don't think so. But in reality, when we talk about data centers, this is a nonpartisan issue, right? We just had the latest, well, not yesterday's Marquette poll, but last week's Marquette poll. 76% of people polled say the costs outweigh the benefits of data centers. 88% Democrats, 66% Republicans.
He's talked about it in his ads.
And he has talked about it in his ads. And so having clarity on where he stands and what he would do as governor, I think would have behooved him. Because the thing is with this topic, my role was I emceed, I welcomed everyone there, kind of set the stage. I have it's the same thing that I did back in February. I have a timeline starting with the introduction of ChatGPT in November of 2022. And then not all of the things, but the highlights of the big things that have happened in Wisconsin, including, the deals of going on the Foxconn site, the kind of narrative around big construction, big investment that turned during 2025 with the Port Washington deal, Charlie Barron's video, how that was kind of the beginning of the backlash, the lawsuits that we've seen, the rate cards, all these different things that have happened literally in less than 4 years. And it is an issue that touches so many different topics that voters care about: economic development, jobs, affordability, the environment, local control, governance, transparency. It touches a lot of different things. And so to a certain extent, you could say on its face, why did you have an hour-and-a-half forum on one topic? But it's a topic that spans a lot of different pieces. And it's something that whomever the next governor is going to be has a lot of choices to make.
Were all 5 candidates
So
there?
all 5 were there.
Yeah. And so were they just sitting down next to each other? How was it done?
So then Jesse Opoyan was the moderator
Right.
for the actual panel. And then we had 4 different citizens come up and ask questions that we had pre-approved. Basically, one was on how are we going to make sure we don't miss out on this investment? One was a recently elected alderman in Port Washington who was inspired to run because of how Port Washington handled the deal.
Obviously anti?
Yeah.
Okay.
Representative from Midwest Environmental Advocates, which is an environmental law firm. And then someone who actually works as a union member on the Vantage site. So a good span of opinions on all of these different topics. So I was, again, really proud of what we put together, because I think a lot of times when we talk about I think some people complain you never go deep enough, right? As good as the debate was on Tuesday in an hour with 5 candidates, you can only spend so much time on one topic. And last night we spent we really got into it.
So how did the 5 candidates agree or disagree on the subject matter and the questions?
So I think what's interesting is that I don't know which forum this was, but there was a video or an image that really, I think, set the stage for people's interpretation of where all the Democratic candidates stand on this issue. And it was a forum where they all had little panels or like paddles, and one side said yes and one side said no.
The candidates?
The candidates.
Oh,
and so the question was, do you support a 1-year moratorium on data centers? And the only candidate to say yes was Francesca Hong. And so the rest of them said no. But in reality, that question requires a much more nuanced answer, right? And that's what we got into. That's one of the things that we got into last night. All of them support pausing in order to allow more legislation to be built, allowing for more statutes as far as allowing and empowering agencies to have teeth over what the statutes are, as far as what the enforcement looks like. No one on that stage was like, let's go.
And that's actually, we can talk about it after the break. I come from that sort of nuanced standpoint. I'm a pro-development. I was pro-development as a mayor. I still am pro-development. And all the people that say not in my backyard, which is the famous phrase that's been thrown around forever, NIMBYs. If you like it so much, buy the property, then you can do whatever you want with it, right? So people who own property have a right to develop it under the right rules. And I'll tell you after the break, this is an opportunity, but it has to be done the right way. And I will actually echo the comments of one of the 5 candidates at the debate on Tuesday, who actually had a pretty good idea about how to approach this going forward. We'll talk about that, Kristen and Steve. It is Point Taken. It is Thursday, and it is a show that's different than a lot of other shows. I thank all of you for listening and watching us on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, what are you doing?
Speaking of
that's what hits the road.
YouTube, we have posted the video of last night. So if you'd like to watch last night's forum, you can text DATA, DATA, to 855-616-1620, and we'll send you that link. And more on this after this.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve Skinny. One of the things I enjoy most about living here in the great state of Wisconsin is that you never have to travel far to feel like you've truly gotten away. That's why I love Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan. It's the kind of place where you can slow down, leave the daily routine behind. You enjoy everything that our state has to offer in one place. Like, for example, the beautiful Majestic Oaks Golf Course. Fun, challenging around, incredible views, great mature trees. It's a spectacular looking course right along Delavan Lake. Also spectacular. After golf, nothing better than heading over to Calidora Spa to relax, recharge. How does a massage or facial or pedicure or manicure sound? That's available. And then whether you're planning a couple's getaway, a golf trip with friends, or just looking for a relaxing weekend away, or a business trip, Lake Lawn Resort really has something for everyone. I've been there, going there for decades, both on the business side and the personal side. Book your stay. Find out what I'm talking about at lakelawnresort.com and find out for yourself why everything is better at the lake.
You know, I mean, your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. My motorized retractable awning is already saving me from that hot summer sun. I love that I can enjoy my patio year-round thanks to Comfort Awnings. I just retract it when I want the sun and extend it when I need the shade. Comfort Awnings even come equipped with sensors that detect rain and strong winds. This year, reclaim your outdoor space for your friends and family to enjoy every season Wisconsin has to offer. Right now, get $250 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
Have you thought about your legacy, but aren't sure where to start? Well, coming up next Friday, join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar. It is free, yes. More giving, less guessing. The big guy, CEO Dave Spano, estate planning attorney Alec Duran, and yours truly will discuss smart charitable giving, estate planning, and how to leave a lasting impact with confidence. Reserve your spot today and at any of their webinars or instant insights at annexwealth.com/events. All right, we're talking about the forum last night. All 5 candidates there. I believe it was Kelder Royce at the debate Tuesday night said, maybe not a moratorium, but a very thoughtful vetting process. Because as somebody who spent 2 years getting an IKEA built, anything rushed is generally not done well. And as much as it's sexy and certainly profitable to have these mega companies, some of the biggest companies in the world, come in and say, here's millions of dollars for your community. I get that. I get the magic of that.
Well, there's millions of dollars for the community, but there's also then billions of dollars, because we know that. So basically, the Legislative Fiscal Bureau ran their projections on, with the sales and use tax exemptions for these companies, it's projected that Wisconsin's missing out on about $2 billion in tax revenue.
Yeah. So let's think long and hard about this stuff.
But then when we talk about TIFs and what they're able to do, having relief for property taxes, as we also talk about that, of having these places come into to communities that don't have a lot of other revenue happening, as we know a lot of the communities that are struggling to attract people don't necessarily have as many businesses as that were once there. I know this is when I interviewed Ted Knightsky, the mayor from Port Washington. That was, one of the big things that smaller municipalities are up against, of like, how do we maintain our services and pay for them? And so it was also interesting because our friend Joe Zepecki was there, and he reminded me of a very hard, and this is for everyone, right? Because these are pretty uniformly unpopular. But without data centers, national GDP growth was 0.1% in the first half of 2025. Mm-hmm. Like, without AI and without data centers, our economy is flat right now. And so you can't get around the fact that it's a wildly complicated issue, and people have very strong feelings about it. And it is so much more nuanced than just saying we got to stop everything. Like, I do think it takes really good negotiators and really understanding, like, how do you get to a place where everybody wins and you mitigate this feeling that it is socialized risk and privatized gain.
This is where cooperation and communication are so key. At every level, from the governor to the legislature to the elected representatives to the local leaders to the citizens. Everyone's sort of going to be on the same page. Now, one of the things I get in emails all the time is they're just going to, why do we care so much? They're just going to go somewhere else. They love Wisconsin.
And Kelda made that point.
Yes, they love Wisconsin. Water, available land, and willing to work with companies that do this.
It's cold.
Yes.
That's also because the big thing about this is cooling things down.
Yeah.
So it's cold. This is what Kelda said. She's like, they want to come here, and so we should not feel like we have to give incentives because
don't give it away.
It's affordable land. It's cold here, and there is a lot of land. And what was the third reason that she gave? Blanking off the top of my head. And also the thing is to remember, this is a national blowback, right? It's not like other states are open arms. New York just put their 1-year moratorium in.
Everybody should think long and hard about this. Am I opposed to data centers? No, absolutely not. I'm pro-development. But I want it done the right way. And just because you want to get it done quickly and you want to make sure your community benefits, I understand all of that because I know budgets are tight in communities across Wisconsin. And this is like a gift to you. Here's a big check, future property tax revenue, if you get it, if that's part of the deal. You don't just seize the opportunity without thinking about the consequences. And citizens still matter in communities. Their quality of life, noise, environments, traffic, all of those things still matter to people because they actually live there. They don't just work there, they live there.
Have you been down to the Microsoft Center yet?
I've driven by.
Because Mount Pleasant and Sturtevant residents filed a class action lawsuit
I saw that. All that's going to happen. Regardless.
And since I have not been by it, if anyone's listening who lives down there, I would love to know what and how much. Like, what does it feel like to live close to the right now the only running hyperscale data center in Wisconsin? And so, like, because I know in Wisconsin Rapids right now, there's a huge fight happening that's getting not a lot of coverage.
I'll tell you about that because I had a conversation at Post Golf about that with two of the local people there.
How do they feel?
They don't like it.
I mean, I have a friend because they're struggling to get coverage right now, and this goes back to local newspapers because their closest major outlet is out of Wausau. And so trying to get more coverage because what they want to do is put the data center in the old paper mill, which is dead center in the middle of town. When you talk about Port Washington, it's a site outside of town.
Right on the river.
And
drove by it.
Where the paper mill is, if it really is that much noise and that much like light and noise pollution, it's right in the middle of everything.
Yeah. And both of these gentlemen said, and they're retirees who now still live in Wisconsin Rapids, work there. They both said, if we're going to get it, that is the place to do it. But there's a lot, again, the biggest, I'll tell you after the break, a lot of concerns they had. I'll tell you what those are. That's real conversations in our communities, in this case, Wisconsin Rapids. All right, quick break.
This is Libby Collins. Join us Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock for conversations with the most interesting people in southeastern Wisconsin.
Morgan had profound mental health needs that needed to be addressed very quickly.
The domes, the way they were, are not a modern conservatory.
I then grabbed my gun, I ran across the street, and I also started shooting.
That's very interesting because my sister and I have that all the time.
Your sister, the queen.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ. Steve Scafidi had so much fun in Mexico last year. Cancun was our choice. My wife, Kathy, and the one, the only Fox Road Travels Rose Gray are going back. This time, the other side of Mexico. We want you to come with us. This February, 2027, we're heading to the Sea of Cortez to stay at the Dreams Los Cabos Suites Golf Resort and Spa. It is first-class luxury all the way. Stunning, all-inclusive escape with unlimited luxury. Check out the website if you don't believe me. Gourmet dining, top-shelf drinks, endless activities, lots of things in that area. My wife, Kathy, saw the picture and looked at the website. She goes, this is amazing. Now, we know last year's trips and all my trips sell pretty fast, and I know we're on our way to that pretty quickly here. There's some seats available, not many. Don't miss out. So if you're thinking about it, go check it out. Just call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Talk to one of their great reps there, Katie and Colleen, all those folks who do great work there, and ask them, are there openings available? Can I sign up? And I want to do that today. Do not wait. It will sell out, and you won't be able to go with us until maybe 2028. So join me in Mexico. Fox Road Travel. Escape the winter in Wisconsin with Fox Road Travel, Rose Gray, and me.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, no. It's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle. For a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
You already know that Kessler's is the world's largest employee-owned group of jewelry stores.
We were recently told that Kessler's is the fastest growing group of jewelry stores in America.
Well, it just goes to show you.
Show you what?
That people like to feel good.
What do you mean?
Rick, you know how many people will drop by and look in the showcases and have some coffee and chat with their sales associates?
Yes.
That doesn't happen at other stores.
Really?
People come to Kessler's because it brightens their day.
It makes them feel good.
It certainly makes me feel good.
Tell me why.
Well, everyone's always in a good mood. And everything is clean and sparkling and romantic and happy.
It feels like sunshine and rainbows, doesn't it?
Sarah, that's exactly what it feels like.
When you're having a gray day, come to Kessler's.
Have some coffee and let us clean your jewelry.
Our jewelry cleaning equipment is completely different than what you have at home.
And we're delighted to do it for free, of course.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Acumen Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from Accunet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
We know that the people of Milwaukee are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
We were talking about the forum last night on data centers. All 5 Democratic candidates showed up. Tom Tiffany did, and I was telling Kristen I was in Wisconsin Rapids over the weekend, and as soon as I drove into town, there's the signs, like sometimes homemade, the no data centers. And then I had a conversation with 2 of our golfing buddies from our short round that I played on Thursday night, who they're supportive of the idea, but they don't like the fact that it feels rushed, which what a lot of people feel.
And so I was talking to my mom about this morning. And this goes back to local governance and transparency. And I don't, what she's hearing is there's businesses that were selling the signs. that say like no data centers.
Right.
And there have been licensing threats from aldermen over selling the signs. And like, that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like when your ability to function as a business is in the hands of an alderman, and this alderman is in favor of this, and he's pressuring you into not growing support for what a lot of people want. Like, I think this is what I mean. There's a bigger story here that someone needs to be on the ground reporting it.
I got the sense from both gentlemen that the aldermen and women, I think they have a woman alderman, are getting a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure, because this is a big deal. That paper mill was the lifeblood of that community. Wisconsin Rapids became a big city.
But it's not going to bring jobs. It might bring revenue, but it's not going to bring jobs.
It brings a lot of jobs on the initial phases because of construction. Which that could be 2 years. That's instant. And you know this because you spent a lot of time up there. That city is declining rapidly in population. The schools are closing. They're not replacing our population. That's going to be a common theme of many communities in the near future because we're not replacing our population. They need something to sort of kickstart that community. A lot of people who are pro data center think that's the idea. It is. The location works for me because that's where that stuff should happen. You already have a mill. That's where noisy things are generally going to happen. It's not like you're not sticking it in an open piece of property. The other big one, and sort of a deviation from what we're talking about, solar farms, also very controversial in that area, including one very, very close to where I was staying. They just clear woods and put up like hundreds of these solar arrays. Also, lots of pressure on local communities to do that. And again, it's instant money.
I don't understand why we don't have more solar panels on roofs. Like, why doesn't almost every building that doesn't have roof access where you're, lounging?
I may be wrong on this, but I thought I saw yesterday, like California is their percentage of power supplied by solar is just rapidly increasing to like significant numbers. Where are we at in that? 2% maybe?
Well, there's also federally, there's been a huge
this administration
disincentive to keep doing that.
He doesn't like windmills and solar arrays. I guess that's his thing.
Think of the birds.
Yeah, it kills the birds.
Did the whales hate it? Is that the other thing that he said?
I don't know. Trying to figure that out as an exercise in futility. All right, after the break, Colestin Morgan, City Forward Collective, very topical conversation because at the debates, they went after choice, and he's got a lot to say about it. We'll ask him about that and more. Colestin Morgan, City Forward Collective, one of our great partners here at WTMJ. And a whole lot more on the show. Special guests coming at 11 o'clock hour as well. Kristen and Steve hanging out. If you have any comments, any feedback, ask us anything, just send them along. 855-616-1620. Love to hear from you. Always love to hear from you on the old 620 WTMJ. We got news now from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The U.S. economy expanded at a sluggish 1.5% pace from April through June. Consumer spending up as prices rose. The Fed's preferred rate of inflation, personal consumption expenditure, showing it grew at 3.7%, at pace since June from a year ago. One of the things we're all paying more for these days, energy. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
A new estimate this morning from Moody's Analytics shows that the typical American household has now spent an extra $672 in gas, diesel, home heating, and jet fuel expenses combined since the start of the Iran war. Gas Buddy's also predicting that drivers will see the highest prices for the month of August on record.
The U.S. and Iran exchanging barrages of missiles once again overnight. Members of the European Football Association agreeing to jointly boycott FIFA competitions in the future in protest of a new private equity plan for the World Cup would be run by Jared Kushner's brother. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. A stretch of northbound I-94 in Oak Creek back open after a deadly crash overnight. Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says a man in his 20s was killed when his vehicle collided with a semi near Rawson Avenue. Freeway was closed for hours as investigators worked the scene. Forensic scientists moving into the new Milwaukee Crime Lab. The facility's been nationally accredited with upgraded evidence processing bays, forensic studios, and toxicology labs. The lab's new home next to the Medical College of Wisconsin will also become the new site for the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office. Deer District welcomes one of the famous Budweiser Clydesdales, 10-year-old Champ, one of the 8 giant horses visiting the state this week, met fans in Milwaukee before heading to Ozaukee. You can visit the Budweiser Clydesdales at the Ozaukee County Fair until August 2nd. Time now for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 132 points, 51,726. NASDAQ up 490. I-91, 24,934. S&P 500 up 60 points, 7,376. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a broken down vehicle. It is in the left lane right now. I-794 West, almost a mile beyond the ramp from Car Ferry Road. I-43 South at the ramp from Mequon Road, right shoulder there, blocked due to a broken down vehicle. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, warm today, high of 86. Overnight low tonight, 68. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, a little humid. Rain likely late Friday after a high of 80. Rain early Saturday, high 75. Sunny, breezy Sunday with a high 74 and mostly sunny Monday up to 78. That's our current temperature in Madison. It's 80 in Green Bay, 81 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
Don't think twice. Call Dice.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with the new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geiss's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geissdoors.com. Geiss has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geiss at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geiss. Visit them online at geissdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Dice.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
It's time for some forward thinking on Point Taken. Brought to you by City Forward Collective, focusing on education in Milwaukee.
And that means Cluston Morgan, Executive Director of City Forward Collective, joining us, making sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family. Smart guy, Harvard educated, I believe, right?
Yes, in fact. Good to see you again, Stephen.
That school outside of Boston?
Yeah, that school outside of Boston.
I'm still impressed by that. All right, so if you, like Kristen and I, were watching the debate and all of a sudden heard what was being said about choice and parents having options, what was your instant reaction to watching it live, by the way?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that we are having a conversation about policy. This is one of the few issues where these candidates really have some difference in the Democratic primary, and it matters immensely for our kids. So I was glad that we at least got the conversation on the table.
All right, so I read, you wrote a piece, a great piece. I'm going to read a quote from it. There's simply nothing fair, equitable, or progressive about denying black and brown families agency, taking away choices for our children that elders in our community, and these are significant names, like Howard Fuller and Polly Williams fought to create, and defunding schools that have served our students. I'm all in on this. I think choice matters to a lot of people, especially in this community. And for those candidates to sort of endorse this idea that we're going to sunset it or just, sweep it under the rug, I don't like that.
Well, let's be honest. There's two specifically that have plans to sunset choice, right? Francesca Hong and Kelda Royce.
3. Mandela Barnes is
also okay.
Yes, as well.
So Mandela is from Milwaukee.
Yep.
And is an MPS grad. The other two are Madison,
yes.
right? I went to the same high school as Francesca Hong. I think Kelda didn't grow up in Madison, but has been in Madison for a very long time. And the choice, at least when I was growing up, right? Choice is not really a thing when I was growing up, there was like Edgewood High School. Now there's like one more private high school, I guess, in the Madison area, maybe another like Christian school. But like it's a very different landscape there. And so I see this and I feel like the conversation of how Kelda and Fran talk about this is from a Madison perspective. And I being friends with people who know you and stuff like that, who are teachers in choice programs, like there's a lack of understanding of how deeply rooted this program is in Milwaukee with Democratic voters.
I absolutely think your finger is on part of the problem. And these are people who are running to lead the state, including the state's largest city where, 1 in 8 kids across the state are educated in some way, shape, or form in a Milwaukee school. Right. The reality is we've had the private school, the parental choice program, and we should call it by its proper name. I know we often sort of shorthand it as vouchers, but, Dr. Fuller often reminds me it was called parental choice for a reason, right? It's not about schools picking who they're serving. It's about parents having agency to choose where their kids go. Many of us do this, in other ways, right? We pay private school tuition. We move into a suburb or a different community because of the quality of the schools. But for many of our low income and working class families in Milwaukee, that hasn't been available.
So let's differentiate. Milwaukee Parental Choice Program, Wisconsin Parental Choice Program. How do they differ? What's the nuance there?
The Milwaukee Parental Choice Program is the program that serves students, City of Milwaukee residents. It has income caps under 300% of the federal poverty limit. It has been in place for 30 years. There are about 30,000 students in that program. Fully 1 in 4 students who are publicly funded in the city of Milwaukee currently attend a private school using the Milwaukee Parental Choice Program. There's a similar program in Racine, similar history, about the same length of time. Then I think where some of the conversation gets blurred is between those two programs, Milwaukee and Racine, and the statewide program, or the Wisconsin Parental Choice Program. That's newer. That's still about a decade old now, but it's a newer program. Also has income limits at a different level.
Higher or lower?
Lower, 220% of the poverty limit. That's been in place, I think, 2015, if I'm remembering my years correctly. And that one has been growing statewide. And I think, to the point you're making, Kristen, this is where some of the tension and different, right? Other parts of the state are maybe catching up now to conversations that we were having a decade or two ago.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a property tax distinction for the Milwaukee program, correct?
There absolutely is.
Explain that to people.
Yeah, sure. So Milwaukee's parental choice program, maybe a decade or so ago, they used to call it the funding flaw. And the funding flaw fix was adopted. At this point in time, no property tax dollars in the city of Milwaukee are diverted to the parental choice program at all. That's not true for the statewide program. That's one of the pieces that I think gets conflated. So Milwaukee property taxes do not support the parental choice program. In other communities across the state, it's a relatively small dollar amount. We've talked about this before, but it's 5% of total state spending goes into this choice program. But there are dollars that are state and local that are commingled from other districts.
So it's interesting because I feel like there's so many different definitions. And so is choice the overall umbrella? Because also the other part of this is charter schools, and there's MPS charter schools. And one of the things we've talked about is the fact, like, as I, in about 2 years, have to figure out what we're going to do with our toddler for school, how many people in the Milwaukee area, whether it's a private school, a charter school, or a regular MPS school, is going to their neighborhood school? Very, very few, right? And so it is constantly choice. And so how does a voucher for a private school differ from the charter program in the conversation we're having?
It's a great, and we don't help ourselves, and sometimes we even call these choice schools, right? Yeah. Which doesn't make it any easier. A public charter school, start with public. Those are public schools. They are allowed to be innovative and do different things, but they're subject to the same regulatory regime that a district school is, by and large. They are opted out as particular pieces of law, but they are public schools. They have to serve all students. Those are different from private schools. And so in the parental choice or the voucher program, parents are receiving dollars to choose a private school that best fits their kid. That could be a Mesmer, that could be a school like Aug Prep, that could be any number of schools around the city.
But they still have to get into the school.
They still have to get into the school, and the school has to accept that voucher or the choice program payment amount as the full cost of attendance. And in that, we've talked about this before, but that dollar amount is less than what a student at Milwaukee Public Schools would be getting. In some cases, $4,000 to $5,000 less. So,
is it also less than what the tuition is for a student who's going to that school for full tuition?
That is a school by school question. But importantly, if a student is eligible for the parental choice program and is accepted at one of these schools, that parental choice program voucher amount has to be the full cost of attendance. So
Okay.
schools are not allowed to charge an additional tuition fee on top of it.
Regular contributor Cleston Morgan, City Forward Collective, working on behalf of our educational ecosystem right here in Milwaukee. Let's talk about, after the break, this idea of responsibly sunsetting and what that means, and is it actually possible? I say no, but I'm interested in what you have to say. A quick break here and Point Taken.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me, not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who'll tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Milwaukee Weight Loss knows the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no drugs or surgery, and they'll show you how to keep the weight off for good. Get your confidence and your health back. Right now, $200 off their summer special for a limited time only. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to book your free consultation. Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week and every week on WTMJ Outdoors, you have an idea for a guest or a topic? Send them my way. Easy way to do that. Email me at steve.scafidi@WTMJ.com. We'll get them on.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Cleston Morgan, our guest, is here every couple of weeks. City Forward Collective, doing great work on behalf of Milwaukee's educational ecosystem. And so, yeah, this term sunsetting was thrown around a lot. What does it mean in your mind? And I guess more importantly for me, what that would mean to a family that has to deal with this concept of sunsetting, if that ever would happen.
Yeah. So, part of what we saw in that debate where each of these this is a tricky issue. And I think they know they're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. On the one side, they've got special interest groups and, people who have been just adamantly opposed this program from the outset, who still maintain that opposition. On the other side, they've got families and community, especially here in Milwaukee. The politics on this have moved. It's a majority support issue. And so the middle ground, I don't know what to call it, that they're trying to, scoped out for themselves is one in which we're going to sunset the program. I've heard 10 years from Kelda. I think I heard 20 to 30 years from Francesca Hong. Others haven't put a timeline on it. Let me be clear just at the outset. It's not doable. It's not possible. Schools don't phase up and down a grade at a time like this. You start pulling dollars out of schools. 80 cents on the dollar at some of these schools is going to teaching staffs. You're going to start collapsing schools really quickly, a year or two. So when people are saying it's going to take 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, it's one of two things. Either they're dodging because they know they can't do it, or they're giving an answer that they think is politically palatable. But the practical reality is you can't slowly defund these programs. If you're going to make that choice, you got to own the consequences of that choice, beginning with what that means for 30,000 students in Milwaukee.
What are, from your point of view, as someone who lives and breathes this, what are the legitimate criticisms of whether we're talking about the Wisconsin choice or Milwaukee choice programs that you feel like there is room for improvement?
Right. And I will say this is the frustrating part for me, right? This is a conversation we should be having and we need to be having. Across our city, 3 and 4 students aren't reading, writing, doing math on grade level. That's, we're now a city where as many kids are outside of MPS as in MPS. That's the conversation we need to be having. How do we improve attendance? How do we address literacy? How do we ensure all of our kids are graduating ready for the future? Yes, that includes the private school choice program. We've done a lot to clean up the financial messes that exist at schools. There's probably still more to be done there, especially around virtual private school programs. There is work to be done across the board on academic accountability, right? Be that a private school or an MPS school that isn't meeting the mark for kids over a period of time.
So you're basically saying that the scores for reading and math at charter or private schools through vouchers are not significantly higher than MPS as far as when you say 3 out of 4 kids, is that across all different types of schools?
3 out of 4 is a citywide number. If you read the piece that Steve mentioned earlier, the numbers are better at private schools. We should be clear about that. It's about, I think it's 30%. The high school numbers for ACT scores are even stronger. The numbers for low income students are stronger still. We are seeing better outcomes for students who are attending private schools. But I would also say any private school leader, anyone in the city would tell you 7 out of 10 kids not on grade level still is nowhere near good enough.
Having looked at the numbers, the polling numbers about this issue and the race, a lot of people are wondering what to do. And when I saw that, I think it was 35 to 40% undecided. So you're in a position to explain this issue to those undecided voters because they're still trying to figure out who they're voting for, whether it's Fran Hong, Mandela Barnes, or any of the other ones, Tom Tiffany, I suppose, as well. What would you tell them before August 11th?
Look, first and foremost, get informed, get on the facts. You get past the talking points. We're trying to put information on this and other things out. We plugged last time. I'll plug again, cfcactionfund.org. We've got where they stand on this and any number of issues. You can go to their websites directly and find sort of here's their quotes, here are their sources, so you don't have to trust even me if you don't want to on this. Make sure you got to plan the vote. Early voting's live now. Make your plan. Show up on or before August 11th, maybe right before August 11th, given how things have twisted around here.
I know
but that matters.
I know 3 MPS teachers. They're in the union. They love their jobs, but they're also pro-choice program.
And that's interesting.
What they say to me,
that's not unusual.
No, the same thing every time. It makes us want to achieve higher scores, be better teachers, be better institutions of learning. And I love that attitude. Whether that's widespread, I don't know. I hope it is.
It's got to be, right? I think you've heard it from Superintendent Casilius. I hope you're hearing it from me. You've heard it from any number of charter and private school leaders across our city. We've got work to do to ensure that all of our kids are getting the education they deserve. And so for me, getting past this type of divisive distraction to get to the real issues, attendance and literacy and student outcomes across the board, that's the conversation we need to be having. And we are seeing more of that emerge in Milwaukee. I've had a couple of great conversations just this week about that. But it's unfortunate that the politics still are stuck in the past and not in the present and what we need to do for our future.
I mean, this is going to open up a whole other can of worms. And we only have like a minute left with you. But how when you look at this, how much of a lot of the school problems that we have, specifically in Milwaukee, is not a school problem, but a poverty problem?
Yes, and we still have work to do in our schools, right? Okay. There is. You're right. That's a whole nother conversation for another day.
When you're just in survival mode, there's a whole other thing as far as what you can do at school.
But the lever that we can work here is from a kid entering that school to the time they leave, we can do good things even amidst the other challenges. And I think those are the conversations we need to have, including how do our schools better partner for all those other things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Leslie Morgan, Executive Director, City Forward Collective, working to ensure great schools for great Milwaukee families. What's that website again?
cfcactionfund.org for our Where They Stand and Get Involved guides.
And I encourage you to get out and vote, but also get informed on this issue and all the issues heading into August. Always great to see you, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
We'll do it again maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
We'll see what happens. You're a busy guy. All right, we'll take a quick break here on Point Taken.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Forward Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. How about this? You probably got really good at working around your nonstop joint pain. A lot of people do this. That's what multitasking women like you do, right? When your knees and hips scream, you shift your weight. When you're standing too long, skip workouts on really bad days. Your shoulders stiff. There's no way you're kneeling down. You might not get back up. So whatever your doctors told you, they'll go to the standby. It's pain from arthritis. You're going to need surgery, they will tell you. Before you make that decision, though, get a second opinion and make that second opinion. QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli and her great team there, they can hit the undo button from surgery, especially a replacement issue, like very common surgeries now. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli works with busy women like you to keep you going while the regenerative treatments go to work, relieving that knee pain, or in my case, elbow pain. No scalpel, no long recovery, just your body's natural healing process that may help some patients totally avoid surgery. That's me. Sign me up. And many women like you may have turned to QC Kinetics here in Greenfield and Mequon. And tell your friends, by the way, you continue to get better while life goes on. That's the messaging, right? The consultation and conversation to explore your options with QC Kinetics, that's free, courtesy of QC Kinetics. So call and schedule. Just have the conversation. Find out for yourself if it can work for you. Call 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559.
You're invited to summer's biggest celebration. Join Wisconsin State Fair in celebrating 175 years of memories together. Get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood, connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
I talked about it earlier. If you have not signed up for my latest listener trip, at least the one that's going to happen in February of 2027, it's my Winter Come Along. The date, somebody asked me on the text line, it's February 19th through February 26th. We're going to go to Cabo, which Kristen's been. I've never been. It's a gorgeous resort. It's in Los Cabos. It is one of those trips that, having done the Cancun one last year, you really get to know each other because it's not necessarily as much like when I go to Europe or some of the other destinations, it's a lot of sightseeing. You just sort of relax. You know, you hang out at the pool. You eat. I always try to eat dinner with each group individually at some point during the week, whether that's lunch or dinner. I learn about people. People tell me amazing stories. And we get to be friends. And I now have lifelong friends from my previous trips. So if you want to be part of that experience and enjoy it, it's going to sell out pretty quickly. We're already halfway there. It's probably more than that since that was my update a couple of days ago. But you got to go and find it. And easiest way, obviously, it's on our website, WTMJ.com or FoxRoadTravel.com, group travel, winter come along with yours truly, Steve Scaffidi. They're fun events. And I know that some of these trips can be really expensive. This one's super affordable for a couple. So it's absolutely something you want to do. And if you've ever wanted to do one of these things, here's your opportunity. Still seats available. You want to do it. It's going to book fast. So join me. Have fun. Let's have fun in Cabo.
You going to put it in the newsletter?
It's going to be in a newsletter, yes.
Perfect.
I think it was a newsletter last week, wasn't it? I think it was.
How do you think we'd vacation together?
Probably good. We like hanging out.
Yeah, like you, Kathy and Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all get along. We've been together.
It's true.
Yeah. Were you
No,
questioning
I'm just
that?
wondering. Because I'll never be able to go on one of these vacations with you because I'll have to man
Because you got to
show,
work.
to woman the show.
Someone's got to work. That's you in this case, because I take a lot of vacations, including next year. I already got 5 vacations planned for next year. Do you know that already? You probably don't even know the whole list. All right.
Hi.
Let's go to news. We got a special guest coming up after the break. You'll want to hear this conversation, especially if you're like me. Important stuff.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today, Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, the employee benefits insurance market seems to be getting more complex every day. What are you watching right now that we're halfway through 2026?
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. Some very interesting statistics revealed recently from the Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce annual Wisconsin Employer Survey. Of those businesses that offered employer-sponsored health plans, 93% of those businesses experienced an increase in healthcare costs in 2026, driven by higher costs from providers and increased drug costs.
93%. That's almost everyone. So this is an important topic for business owners?
It sure is. Employee benefits cost escalation is top of mind for business owners, and affordability is top of mind for many employees today.
So, Jeff, how are you at R&R Insurance guiding those business owners and assisting employees?
A strong data and analytics process should be guiding your program design and cost mitigation efforts. R&R Insurance has the best analytics team in the business. For employees, as part of their plan enrollment and regular communications, we teach employees how to make better care decisions by understanding price transparency tools while seeking the best care possible. Not just at enrollment time, but throughout the year.
So why should a business owner or buyer of employee benefits be working with R&R Insurance?
Our team of insurance professionals have protected business and designed competitive employee benefit programs for over 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Have you been living with pain and just assuming it's something you have to just live with and accept? Do not. I'm Julia Fellow with WTMJ. If chronic pain is keeping you from enjoying life, I want you to head to Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Jens Family Chiropractic is now offering soft wave tissue regeneration therapy. It's an advanced, non-invasive treatment. It helps your body repair itself naturally. I'm getting that done on my lower back. Soft wave stimulates healing, improves blood flow, and activates your own body's repair cells to target pain at its source. If you're dealing with knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, do not wait another day. For a limited time, your first softwave treatment is just $57. This is an incredible opportunity to find out if this breakthrough therapy can help you get back to the things you love, like it did for me. Head to jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's YENTZ familychiropractic.com. Regenerate, recover, live pain-free at jensfamilychiropractic.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11:01, we have 82 degrees, sunny and warm today with a high of 86. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The delayed response to a violent attack on a 99-year-old Milwaukee woman raising new questions about the city's 911 system. Investigators say the victim's first 2 emergency calls never resulted in officers being dispatched. Milwaukee Alderman Scott Spiker tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
It doesn't sound that the call was coded properly, so no dispatch was ordered in the first 2 calls. If the police aren't called, they can't respond, whether quickly or not. To dispatch, the communication from the call center has to be correct. Otherwise, the police aren't on their way.
Two dispatchers are on administrative leave while the city reviews what went wrong. The U.S. and Iran have been trading strikes with one another again. In the overnight hours, Jordan said it intercepted Iranian missiles, and Egypt says a drone hit one of their ports. ABC News contributor and former Defense Department official Mick Mulroy says more countries in the region could join the war.
If you look at the attack in Egypt, that means that they could potentially challenge traffic through the Suez Canal. If that happens, then we would have 3 choke points that are effectively controlled by Iran or their proxies.
The U.S. also struck military targets in Iran. A new report found the economy slowed more than expected due to the conflict there. The latest GDP report shows the economy grew at a yearly rate of 1.5% during the 3-month period that ended in June. That compares to growth of 2.1% over the previous quarter. Confirmation of Todd Blanche to be Attorney General up in the air, due in part to the anti-weaponization fund Blanche proposed that drew bipartisan criticism. Texas Senator John Cornyn, who lost a primary bid for re-election, told ABC's Jay O'Brien he remains a no vote because Blanche has not ended or fully abandoned that $1.8 billion fund.
Well, I like to think that, in matters of principle like this, my position would be the same, but obviously provides a measure of political freedom.
President Trump says he will keep Blanche in the role as acting attorney general till Cornyn and Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina leave office next year. Decision: Wisconsin voters who've already returned an absentee ballot won't get a second chance to vote in next month's primary after a new court ruling.
A Dane County judge has ruled voters can't void an absentee ballot once it's been returned, rejecting a lawsuit backed by Democrats. The challenge came after Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez and former State Economic Development Director Missy Hughes dropped out of the governor's race, while Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley re-entered the race. The lawsuit argued voters who cast ballots for candidates who later dropped out should be allowed to vote again. More than 117,000 absentee ballots have already been returned, and the ruling is expected to be appealed. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
A tornado destroyed a polling location in Fox Crossing on Monday. Fox Crossing Village Manager Jeff Sturgill.
For all the residents who would normally be voting at the community center, that building is too damaged. We can't use it. So we're going through the process now. So I just want to put that note out there for anybody who is a community center voter. You know who you are. Please know that you will be voting at the Pentecostals, Fox Cities Church.
Sturgill says voters will use the transfer polling location for the August 11th primary and most likely the November election. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow now up 353 points, NASDAQ up 581, S&P 500 up 86. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:05.
Hey, is your son, daughter, or grandchild's birthday soon? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea. Hosting a birthday party is a lot of work. No need for you to cook and organize, then clean your home. How about having your party at the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford, the area's most affordable birthday party destination? Your party room is free, with a world-class game room with over 70 games, including the easiest ones for your little ones. The pizza party packages are super affordable and include free game room credits. Whether your birthday party is for 10 or 50, the Mineshaft will host your party or your business event. It'll be the best and easiest birthday party ever. Your kids and grandkids will love you more than ever. They even have your cake. I highly recommend the Mineshaft Restaurant for your next birthday party or a really fun, interactive business gathering. Reservations are required 2 days in advance. Google the Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford. Click on Party Planning for all the details. Birthdays are easy at the amazing Mineshaft.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch. We're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers closed their series in San Francisco with a 16-3 loss to the Giants. Brewers will visit the Angels starting tomorrow. Green Bay Packers tight end Tucker Kraft poised to start the season on the active roster. General Manager Brian Gutekunst said Kraft has made significant progress in his rehab from a torn ACL suffered in November, and a Week 1 start is a real possibility. Gutekunst expressed optimism that he can get a new contract done with Kraft, who's entering the final year of his rookie deal. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-94 east at Hawley Road. We had a couple of right lanes blocked due to some debris in the roadway. It looks like that has been cleared off, but it may be a little slow. I-794 west, almost a mile beyond the ramp from Car Ferry Road. We had the left lane blocked due to a disabled vehicle. That also cleared off the highway. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, warm today, high of 86, and an overnight low tonight, 68. Mostly cloudy, a little humid tomorrow. Rain likely late on Friday after a high of 80. Rain early Saturday, mostly cloudy, high 75. Sunny, breezy Sunday with a high 74, and mostly sunny Monday, up to 78. 79 in Madison, 82 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
Welcome back to the second hour of Point Taken. Recently, on top of the data center forum that we did last night, I also partnered with the Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans. And why would you say you're a long ways away from retirement, Kristen? Why would you do that? Well, my parents are retired, and I care a lot about their health
and me.
And you were, well, we won't say how close you are to retiring, but also nearly 20% of Wisconsin's total residents are older Americans and people of retirement age or older. And so it's important issues that affect a lot of our population. And so they wanted to partner to be able to conduct interviews with all the candidates about issues affecting older Americans. And so those are live now. If you text RETIRED to 855-616-1620, you can see all of those interviews there. Once again, Tom Tiffany declined the invitation.
Which I don't get.
But Andy Mansky didn't. And so Andy Mansky, the other Republican on the ballot, did do it. And then all five Democratic candidates were there as well. But joining us now to talk about what ARA is, what are the issues that you are fighting for retired Wisconsinites, and also your impression of these interviews, is Ross Winklebauer, who is the Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans president, in from Beechwood.
Yep.
There you go.
Near Kewaskum.
Near Kewaskum. Thanks for making the drive.
Right in the heart of northern Kettle Moraine. Beautiful area.
So for people unfamiliar with ARA, what is it? Like, how is it different than ARPA?
Okay, Wisconsin Alliance, we have a membership of about 107,000 members throughout the state of Wisconsin.
Big group.
Yes, it's big. They vote, and they like to hear their voices, be heard.
So what are they talking about?
Well, what we've been talking about is today's subject, obviously, what's going to happen in the near future with the primaries as far as Social Security, the scams that are going on, and just issues that are important to our members.
Describe when you say scams, because we all know the phone scams and the text scams that are all, we talk about a lot, and all the shows discuss these things. They've had experts on. When you're talking about sort of the advent of AI technology now sort of focusing on some of these things, what are we talking about specifically so people can identify it?
Well, phone scams, they're getting more educated, these scammers are.
Oh, yeah.
They've perfected this. And whether you're on Facebook, any social media, they're actually selling ads to these scammers. And they've gotten to the point that they are so good, they can intimidate your voice.
You're saying Facebook has sold ads to these scam companies?
Facebook.
They take ads.
They take ads.
They display the ads, and there's no accountability for the platforms.
And nobody watches it. It's not being governed by anybody. And so people see this, and they think, wow, it's on here. It must be real. And and nowadays, they can, your voice, your face, everything, and you don't know who you're talking to. So we're trying to get the word out. because right now, when politicians talk, we might get a bleep second or two, but that's it.
So let me ask, you talked to all 5 of the Democratic nominees?
Yes.
Give me sort of a consensus of what they were saying, and then if there was an outlier or someone who had said something unique, what that might have been.
Okay. Well, first off, we invited every candidate, Democrat and Republican.
Because this is not a partisan issue. It's everybody.
Correct. It's for everybody.
If anything, if we look at voting patterns, I would say most older Wisconsinites vote Republican.
Probably right.
A lot do, especially where I live.
Yeah.
And all of them accept it except for Tom Tiffany, which surprised us. But what are you going to do? So we interviewed all the candidates. This was not a forum for them to, like a commercial or a political thing. It was straightforward questions that we asked every candidate the same questions and waited for the response. As Christian stated, it is now being posted, and it's not edited. It's right down to the point of the questions that we asked with their responses.
Give me an example of one of the questions so people can kind of figure that out.
So we asked, how much do you feel that the state of Wisconsin governor should be working with legislation to rein this in, to make it more accountable, to make sure that our seniors have a place to turn? Because right now, we lose about $1.2 billion here in the state of Wisconsin.
On scams?
On scams.
Wow.
And that number's actually low because there's so many people out there, especially the older adults, who are embarrassed to report what actually is happening to them.
Yeah, you want to look bad in front of your family and
exactly.
friends.
And so we know those numbers are higher. And what we need to do is make sure that our politicians can rein this in, hopefully stop the scams, but make it easier for our people, seniors, and anybody else not to lose their money.
Since you're an expert on the topic, I want to take a break here, but I want to ask you, what are the primary things, obviously scams are important, but what are the primary things that Wisconsin seniors are talking about, the issues that are driving these conversations, and why they might in some ways reach out or participate in some of these things when they think they're just trying to get someone's helping them, and they're actually not. Our guest is Ross Winkelbauer, WIARA, Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans. Great organization, 100,000 strong, which is impressive.
I was going to say, you can see, just push it again. If you text retired.
Yes. I see a bunch of people doing that.
Yeah, retired to 855-616-1620. We will send you the link to both the Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans, and the first headline on there is all of the interviews that you can go watch. So again, that's retired to 855-616-1620, and we'll be back more after this.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Hope you'll join us Saturdays at 1 for Experience Wisconsin. We take you across the state, introducing you to the people and places that make Wisconsin such a great place for a vacation. We head south to Kenosha, talking about one last summer getaway with our friends at Visit Kenosha. And we're up in the Northwoods, planning that fall trip up in the Rhinelander area. It's Experience Wisconsin on WTMJ, 1 o'clock on Saturdays. Let us help plan your next trip.
Hey, this is WTMJ, Steve Scafidi, Milwaukee Weight Loss. I was just talking to one of my teammates out in the hallway about Milwaukee Weight Loss. He goes, I haven't seen you in about 3 months. You look good. I said, yeah, I'm losing weight again. I'm trying to get to my college weights. About 15 more pounds to go. It's the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. At Milwaukee Weight Loss, they have the secret. Doctor developed, easy to follow, helps you lose weight fast, naturally, safely. No drugs or injections. None of the serious side effects. None of the, the gimmicky meals, bar, shake stuff. None of that. It helps reset your metabolism. When I describe this program to people that are curious about it, I say it sort of changes your relationship with food, the way, what you eat, when you eat, how you eat, all of those things. And you keep the weight off for good. I'm a year and a half now, 58 pounds down. This program costs up to half as much. That's another key indicator, and works up to twice as fast as most of those other programs I was referring to. Here's what you got to do. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule a free consultation. It's free. Have a conversation. They have great coaches. That's why I've done so well. They walk you through this stuff. They help you along the way. And because you're a loyal point-taken listener, for a limited time, only $200 off their summer special rate. Book your free consultation now at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned in other entities and/or marketing names. Products or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Welcome back to Point Taken. I'm Kristen. He's Steve. We are talking to Ross Winklebauer, who is the president of Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans, talking about the interviews that I helped do. I did
3 of them, 3 out of the 6 that we ended up doing, because it was all 5 Democratic candidates and Andy Mansky, which I appreciated. He showed up in
good job, Andy.
An MATC t-shirt
absolutely.
and SpongeBob socks.
Poor stock choice, but whatever.
You can they're all posted right now on the Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans
Which you can
website.
find.
Which if you text retired to 855-616-1620, you can go watch all of them. So we were talking about scams and as I said, I have older parents. I am worried about their ability to be scammed. Obviously, this happens for a lot of people. And it also happens to younger people, right? Because like you said, it's getting so good that it is scary as far as how it can take it. My husband someone's broke into his email recently. But as far as what we can do at the state government level, what were you looking for from candidates? Like, what is, as far as you understand the issue, because this is obviously also a national issue, like what power do we have as a state to protect and also make whole, maybe not whole, but at least make up for some of the money that people are losing? Like, so what were you looking for from candidates?
Well, what we wanted to find out, because the next governor actually will make the decisions that affect whether our older adults can stay independent with reliable transportation, protect themselves from the sophisticated scams, online scams, and artificial intelligence fraud. And these are issues that touch every Wisconsin family, whether you're a senior or not. And what we're hoping to do, we started doing Stop the Scam program throughout the state. But we discovered us doing it by ourselves is not enough. We need the Wisconsin government to step in and help us. And what I mean by that is, like I said earlier, $1.2 billion has been lost. And so what we need is to make sure that education alone isn't enough, and that today half the online scams originate on social media, especially Facebook, Instagram, things like that. And 10% of Meta's advertising revenue actually comes from scam ads and other prohibited content. The reality is they're unlikely to help us. So what we need the next governor and our legislators branch to do is work together to pass laws that require technology companies to take reasonable steps to prevent this fraud.
I was thinking about this because I'm not sure the oldest Democratic candidate for governor is how old, 40 maybe?
No,
Early
Joel's 56.
That's right. Joel's he's the old man in the group.
And I think Kelda's in her late 40s, but both David, Mandela, and Fran are all millennials.
I forgot about Joel, and how could I do that? So did you get the sense in the interviews that they're not seniors, that they understood what you were going for?
Yes, because they all have parents.
That is really the connection. We all have parents.
And you have grandparents, older uncles and aunts. And so I believe they understand, at least they came across that they understood the subject and understood the problems. Because I'm sure they might not say it, but people in their own family might have already been scammed. So I think they take that to heart, and they do understand the subject. So when we talked about it with them, the answers is what we're looking for, how they would love to see, if elected governor, working with our legislations and create laws, some even said before it happens. Make sure it doesn't happen to these people. And if it does happen, what can we do to help the seniors or the people that have been scammed?
If you know, what is the number one thing that people should be aware of when it comes to these scams? Like it's like a tip that's like, nah, it doesn't seem right. Is there such a qualifier like that with like that's it's fake then?
Well, most people that you deal with, like your radio station, you're not going to send a text saying you owe me money. You're not going to call and say, if you don't pay your taxes today, right now, by giving me a card or insurance information or different information, we're going to shut off your utilities or we're going to foreclose on your house. Nobody's going to do that. So if you get a call like that, it's probably a scam. And make sure you write down all the information you can and report it. That's the number one thing today.
Who should people be reporting it to? Because someone just texted in from the 715 saying local police are not willing to help when a person gets scammed. So who should they be reporting it to?
That's a good question. I wish I really had an answer, but right now it would be, I would say the police, or I'd call my politicians. I would call my representatives and let them know that this is going on, even though you're not going to talk to the representative.
I've asked this question before of other guests on this subject. Call your most trusted family member and ask them, is this real? Because often they'll sort through it immediately. And then obviously police are very busy doing a lot of things, and they should, any responsible law enforcement, public safety organization should be able to refer you to someone who can help. But ultimately, and I hate to say this, don't trust people you don't know until they've proven that they should be trusted. And I think that's what the message has to be.
I can give you a good example in my family. I have an older, well, she's gone now, but older sister-in-law who called us one day out of the blue and said, I'm just so excited, I'm going to call you, but you can't tell anybody. I just won the Publishers Clearinghouse, and they're going to come to my house, and they're going to bring me all this money. Okay, it's probably a scam. So I called Publishers Clearinghouse and talked to them, and they hooked me up with this, and they go, yes. And the data person was there. I went to her house. We contacted the police. They stayed outside to see if somebody would show up. And in this case, nobody did show up. But I mean, it's that easy to tell these people, and they're so hopeful.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that story, by the way. That's not easy to do either, to tell inside baseball what's happening in your own family. So I appreciate that. I love the fact that you're working on behalf of people like me, retirees in the state of Wisconsin. It is the Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans, doing great work. Keep it up, because Social Security's on the back burner. Potentially some change there.
I should also say that along with the scams, questions were asked about healthcare and healthcare access and workforce for healthcare, and also transportation, especially in more rural areas.
Yes, we want to make sure it's clear for people. You know, our next governor is out there to help our people. You know, whether it's through healthcare, making sure that rural hospitals stay open, make sure they have a way of getting there, especially the people that have given up their keys, and making sure they can stay in their homes and live comfortably.
Ross Winklebauer, the best of Beechwood, Wisconsin. you can put that on a shirt. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you, guys. And thanks so much, Kristen, for all your help.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll take a quick break here on Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Are you a fan of the Brewers in WTMJ? Yes! Do you want to have a cold one with your favorite hosts on a Saturday night at the ballpark?
Yes, sir.
Join us for our WTMJ Day tailgate on Saturday, August 29th for a game against the Rangers. Presented by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's. Enjoy food and drinks from Left's Lucky Town and a ticket to the game afterwards to snag a Jackson Churio Bowl giveaway. Register today at WTMJ.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve Scooty. For 70 years, 7-0, Geist has been the trusted garage authority of Wisconsin. Don't let a broken garage door get you down, or a broken opener in my case. That's what they're going to do for me. With brands like CHI LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They can even build the custom stuff. I've seen their showroom in Brookville. It's absolutely amazing. Amazing doors. And you know what? They can design anything, but they can also design a door or fix your opener or replace your opener at your budget request. That's the cool thing. That's why they've been doing it for so long. That's why they're trusted. So don't think twice. Call Geist, Geis, GeistDoors.com.
25 years ago, a generational Bucs team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Light It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucs podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wicker, Chief Homebuyer Helper with Wisconsin's own Accident Mortgage. Nicer homes are still getting multiple offers over asking, and there's only one winner per listing. I want to help you be that winner, which is why I just increased the rock-solid pre-approval guarantee to $10,000. It's all about getting the seller to pick your offer over the others. So AccuNet is now guaranteeing in writing to pay the seller 10,000 American bucks if we can't make good on the terms of your fully verified rock-solid pre-approval. Banks don't do that. We're willing to stand behind our work and stand behind you with a $10,000 guarantee that sellers will definitely notice. Maybe you've been writing offers and losing, which feels terrible, or maybe you're just starting out. Either way, don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval and let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Give the seller 10,000 reasons to say yes to your offer with AccuNet's new $10,000 rock-solid seller guarantee. Get started with yours today at accunet.com.
Is your life stuck in constant stress mode? Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, my team that can help, not just mask symptoms, but find the root cause. Connect Chiro specializes in neurologically focused chiropractic care, helping your nervous system function the way it's designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. Helping our community live healthier, more energized lives. Go connectchiro.com.
Thanks to Ross Winklebauer for joining us. It's one of our friends, Todd Albo, just joined us on the text. And he's right on. This is an important topic that we need to talk about. This stuff happens to people all the time, and they are afraid or embarrassed about it. And I don't want someone to get their savings wiped out or them giving people money that don't deserve it. But someone had a great tip on the text line from the 414. You can call your bank or financial advisor if you feel like you're a victim of a scam. Absolutely. Again, but don't be afraid to call a trusted family friend. Start with that. Most banks have a security department. They'll follow up. All of that stuff's true. Nobody wants to see people get scammed. And whether it's you, your family member, your parents, have that conversation.
I just can't believe that Meta's, if that number's accurate, 10% of their ad revenue is coming from their ability to platform and buy advertising from people who are scammers. Like that is,
I hate. That's why I hate social media companies, because they're not working in your best interest. They're there to make money. Their algorithms are designed to screw people over. They have scams operating on their platforms all the time. Again, this is why we need legislation, whether it's federal or state. These things can be remedied. And the sorry state of affairs is we've known about scams since we've had phones, and yet it still happens because lawmakers
happening more and more.
Yeah, can't get out of their own way to pass meaningful legislation to stop it. And if your deflect is, well, everyone's too busy to do anything about it, it's just a one-of. It's not a one-of. It's impacting a lot of people over and over and over again. And boy, talk about an organization doing great work. And that website, just text retired and you can get all the information.
So the when you text retired to 855-616-1620, it'll take you right to the Wisconsin Alliance for Retired Americans website. So you can read more about them, but it also has, it's very obvious at the top of the page where you can go watch the interviews from all the candidates.
Yeah, so good stuff. And thanks, Todd, for reaching out. He's our bud. All right, so we're going to talk about profanity next. How is that possible on a talk radio show?
Yeah.
Woo! Hey, well done. All right, local news update. Here's the latest now from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. A Washington surprise. President Trump now saying he may pull the nomination of Todd Blanche for Attorney General until the two men blocking the vote in the Senate, John Cornyn and Tom Tillis, are out of office in January. Cornyn lost a primary bid for re-election and tells ABC's Jay O'Brien he remains a no vote because Blanche hasn't fully abandoned the compensation fund that President Trump wants.
Well, I like to think that, in matters of principle like this, my position would be the same, but obviously provides a measure of political freedom.
The war is widening. Iran firing missiles for a second straight day into Jordan and into Kuwait. where a strike killed a person. Iran's proxy suspected of drone attacks on ships off Egypt and into Saudi Arabia. Poland's prime minister says a Russian cruise missile left a giant crater in eastern Poland. The missile apparently was intended to hit a target in Ukraine. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. No prison time for the woman charged with stealing a daycare van with children inside. A judge sentenced 28-year-old Caitlin Labreeze to 18 months probation after she pled guilty to one count of felony car theft. Prosecutors alleged Labreeze stole the parked van from outside a Milwaukee daycare center in December. 4 children were inside. Kids were eventually found safe and returned to their families. Labreeze's father told officers she suffered from mental health issues, but the court found her competent to stand trial in January. Resolution for one brother charged in the shooting at a Woodman's gas station. 19-year-old Ralph Stewart had his case dismissed without prejudice, meaning prosecutors can refile charges in the future. He faced a felony count of attempted first-degree intentional homicide after he and his brother, 18-year-old Roderick Stewart, approached a car at the gas station in Menominee Falls back in May. Video surveillance shows Roderick shooting into the car before they both fled. Luckily, nobody was hurt. More than 100 Wisconsin communities getting nearly $30 million to repair aging culverts and small bridges. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and the Department of Transportation say the funding will support 101 projects through the new local small structures improvement program. In southeast Wisconsin, grants will help fund projects in Muskego and the towns of Waterford and Sharon. Time for some news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is up 443 points, 52,037. NASDAQ up 599 at 25,042. S&P 500 up 94 points at 7,410. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We had a couple of lanes blocked due to some debris in the road. That has been cleared. I-94 east at Hawley Road. I-794 west, almost a mile beyond the ramp from Car Ferry Road. A left lane there was blocked due to a broken down vehicle. That also cleared off the freeway. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, warm today, high of 86, overnight low 68. Little humid with rain likely late tomorrow, high Friday 80. Rain early Saturday, then mostly cloudy, high 75. Sunny, breezy Sunday with a high 74 and mostly sunny Monday, high of 78. 79 in Madison, 82 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:34.
Do you have an upcoming wedding, a bridal or baby shower, maybe a family reunion? WTMJ's John Mercure here. I highly recommend having your party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your dinners are free. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner's free every single night, even for special events. Choice steaks, seafood, pasta. How about the surf and turf? Any entree, buy one, get one free. Desserts, my favorite part, is buy one, get one free. Celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, a retirement, or just a quiet free dinner with your sweetie. Have your company employee appreciation dinner at the Fox and Hounds. Half your dinners are free, and it's a gorgeous setting right in the heart of the Kettle Moraine near Holy Hill. Spectacular views. Gift cards are also the perfect year-round gifts, as your second dinner is always free. Order online, and your gift cards will arrive shortly. I've done this many times. Reserve your wedding shower, rehearsal, or family dinner today. Half your dinners are free every night at the Fox and Hounds. Google, call, and reserve.
Struggling to provide for your family is a real thing, like having to choose between feeding them a warm meal or paying the utility bill. These are the choices many Milwaukee residents are faced with, which is why they turn to St. Vincent de Paul Society's meal program for help. Our meal program has been a consistent resource for those in need for over 42 years. Nutritious meals, warm showers, and clean clothes, all in a safe, family-friendly environment. Our mission is clear, and that's to help you break the cycle of poverty by connecting you with life-changing community and educational resources. Last year, we provided $2.2 million in goods and services, plus 57,000 warm meals. If you or anyone you know needs a warm evening meal, you can find us at Harambe Kitchen 5 nights a week on the northeast side of Milwaukee in the basement of All People's Church. And at Crossroads Kitchen on the south side of Milwaukee 6 nights a week on 9th and Madison. As always, we're grateful for community members and volunteers who help us help you. To learn more, visit svdpmilw.org.
This is a total Kristen topic. Profanity, because I never swear.
Oh God, no, never.
Just watch the podcast. You'll know that's not true. So
it is shocking to me because I think, as much as this might turn some people off, off of the air, I curse a fair amount.
I curse in the office.
Which
not everybody likes.
Not everybody likes.
Once. Somebody complained once,
and I know how to turn it off. I obviously do it for 2 hours every day, and yet don't always choose I'm just waiting for Frankie to drop an F-bomb at school. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I think one of my grandsons did, and that was like a 2-night you're going to bed early deal.
Oh
yeah. You can't say that word.
Well, but where did he learn it from?
Probably preschool or school.
Oh, they don't curse in front of him?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I don't curse in front of my grandkids. No, I would never do that. Or my kids. But let's be honest.
Were you able to? Because this is when I learned.
No, if I did it in front of my dad, he would have whacked my butt.
Have I told you the first story of when my mom first heard me curse?
No.
So I think I was around 9, and I was playing in the basement by myself, and I had made a milkshake. So I had a milkshake, and I was ready to drink it. I was watching TV downstairs by myself, and I spilled it, and I just said,
just let it go.
The F word. And I didn't know my mom was standing.
How old were you?
8 or 9.
Oh wow,
so
that's young.
And so my mom was standing on the stairs, and I heard her gasp. and looking back at it now, knowing how much my mom curses, I think she was probably holding back laughter. But as a child, I was terrified that I was in so much trouble. But I certainly think I learned it from my parents. It's like the scene from Christmas Story, right? Where he gets he says it, and she's like, "Who did you learn that from?" And he blames it on his friend instead of I've heard it a dozen times from my dad.
Yeah, no, saying that I appreciate a good swear word on occasion is not the same thing as endorsing what is sort of a growing trend is politicians in public using those kinds of words, including at the Fauci hearing yesterday.
So let's set that up, because there was, obviously we touched on, because at that point when we were on air yesterday, Fauci had already said that he was going to plead the fifth. He did that over 100 times yesterday. Obviously, a lot of people have mixed feelings on his choice to do that. But there was Bernie Moreno, who is
from Ohio,
who's a new senator sworn in 2025. He's a former car dealership. I think Mercedes-Benz owns Mercedes-Benz car dealerships. He had this to say when he addressed Dr. Fauci.
Your advice to communities like that, to idiotic politicians who enforce those rules, arrested that mom for watching a football game with her own family outside. When that story broke, I said to myself, I cannot stand idly on the side and watch this happen. It was about 6 years ago today that I decided I'm going to give up my businesses, sell them all, run for office, run for the United States Senate. Here I am sitting in front of you 6 years later saying, who the do you think you were for doing that?
So clearly for effect.
I
didn't know him from Adam. If he walked in front of me, I wouldn't even know who that was. I'm not defending. There's some crazy decisions made in the COVID response that, frankly, aren't defensible. But it goes back to the Fauci thing. But to use that word in a official government hearing, I think it crosses a line. And Texas says I find it offensive. I don't like it. And the president's been doing it for a while now too.
So Axios ran some numbers on this. So by the numbers, presidents, vice presidents, and presidential hopefuls have used profanity at least 692 times in public since 1919. And this is data from Cardiff University. 605 of those instances occurred in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's not just Trump, it's Biden too. But he goes a little softer. He doesn't use the hardcore ones like the president does.
And so apparently voters perceive swear words as significantly more informal, which measurably improves voters' overall impression of a candidate by making them sound like an ordinary person. And this is according to a study published by the Journal of Language and Social Psychology. So I guess, and it also could be, so I don't know, does it do that?
Makes you think they're real people?
Does it make them more authentic? Does it make them more real? Does it make them seem more passionate?
I think there's a time and a place for that, and as someone who does use those words in the right time and place for me, and I understand some people don't like it. I have a sister-in-law who never says any bad words. That's her line ever.
What is bad to her?
The F word, some of the other big ones.
Will she say
the Carlin 7 words?
Okay,
yeah, those to wrap it all up in a nutshell. And I respect that. That's her thing. And some of it's faith-based. I get all that stuff. But as our texter reminds us, the front runner for the Democratic nomination uses it in her post. Now, I don't know if she still does because she's evolving, but she used to use that F word a lot. Right? Am I wrong on that? No, I don't think so.
Well, define a lot, but yes, more than other state lawmakers, I would say that.
Yeah, it's not unique to her. There's other ones that do, but she has done that. Now, maybe the moment, as you said, changes someone and they realize probably not a good thing for a governor to be dropping an F-bomb in a
Tony Evers cursed on our air. We had dumped Tony. Didn't he say BS?
Yeah. We should ask the governor, because he's going to join us on the second Wednesday of the State Fair in our studio out there, about this.
What his favorite swear word is?
No, about using profanity in a public setting. What do you think out there? 855-616-1620. I don't like my elected officials dropping these words in a public hearing or a public setting. Damn is a different word. People get mad at me when I say damn, and my mom doesn't like it, but Agnes, if you're listening, come on.
Give me some leeway.
Give me some.
Give me something.
A lot of people texting in already, 855-616-1620. What do you think? Public officials dropping the big words like Senator Moreno did yesterday at a Senate hearing, and both presidents, Biden and Trump, have done it as well. Good thing, bad thing? Where are you at? Join us after this.
Notifications, texts, emails, information coming at you all day, every day. With so much noise, knowing what deserves your attention can feel overwhelming. So it's no surprise that many Americans feel less confident about their retirement finances and stressed about their investments. Turn down the noise. Turn up the planning. Put Annex Wealth Management on your side for trusted investment and retirement guidance, including tax and estate planning. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
There's not a bad time to better insulate your home, but there is a better time, and it's right now. Vince Vitrano here just talked with Jeff from USA Insulation. Jeff says they always get busy in the fall and early winter as everyone's concerned about keeping their houses warm. But doing a project with USA Insulation does just as well to keep your house cooler in the summer months and saving you money on your electric bills. Tell Jeff Vinny told you want the government rebates and discounts that can save you thousands on your project. Get started at usainsulation.net.
When you want the best medical attention, you don't just go to anybody, you go to a specialist. The same should be true with your car or truck. I'm Deb Cruz, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee. When your vehicle needs service, take it to a specialist, an Adam member new car dealer. Adam dealers use factory warranty parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians specially trained on the advanced technology on your vehicle. They have all the latest manufacturer service bulletins and will know if your issue is covered by an existing warranty or if there are any recalls. And despite what you might assume, their prices are as low or even lower than the independent shops, even on routine maintenance and tires. Now, knowing all that, why would you even consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
A well-maintained car delivers better gas mileage and saves you money. Visit adam.com to find the Adam member dealer.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
A whole day dedicated to us? No. Dedicated to you, the WTMJ fan. Come celebrate WTMJ Day with us, your favorite WTMJ hosts, at a private tailgate at the Brewers game Saturday, August 29th. Enjoy food, drinks, and hanging out with us, plus tickets to the Brewers game as they take on the Rangers at AmFam Field. Get more information and secure your tickets at WTMJday.com. Tickets are going to go fast, so sign up today, and we'll see you at the ballpark for WTMJ Day, Saturday, August 29th, sponsored by Big Fish Contracting and Woodman's with catering courtesy of Leff's Lucky Town.
Is that the game when you threw the first pitch out last year? Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they ask you again, or no? You're done.
No one has asked me. I feel like I should probably let someone else have a chance this year.
I don't know who that would be.
Mike, I told you that Mike's going to do it. He won in a live auction for Yelich's thing. So that's September 12th, I think he's throwing out the first pitch. He's going to see if Frankie will not be nervous and go out with him. So that'll be a good moment.
Yeah, when you get out there, it is nerve-wracking having done it. All right, so lots of people texting. Yeah, my mom doesn't like when I swear. I get that. So thanks for testing that in. There is this line. I'll make an equivalent, but it's not really the same thing. You know how people dress for like fancy events. Like I walked by a wedding hall. I was on a golf trip a few years ago. I walked by a wedding hall, and people are wearing tuxes, and then there's a guy with like jean cutoff shorts and like a ugly T-shirt. It's like
It wasn't even a tuxedo shirt?
No.
It wasn't even one of those fake tuxedo shirts? That would have been.
It wasn't even like an iron T-shirt. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
He was a guest at the wedding?
Yeah. That just seems inappropriate. Or people wear pajamas on planes, same thing.
That's not the same thing. That is not the same thing. Wearing pajamas on the plane is not the same thing as wearing jorts to a wedding.
Finish your sentence. Wearing pajamas on a plane should be banned. That's what we're saying. If Steve ruled the world, or Kristen ruled the world, whatever that would be. From the 920, they needed better English teachers if their repertoire of vocabulary is so limited that they need to rely on curse words to effectively communicate. I mean, I get what the dude was trying to do, dude being the senator from Ohio. And it certainly got everyone's attention because we just watching CNN.
Definitely got everyone's attention. But it's also a little bit like, okay, what do you know about science, man?
That's the thing that gets me. I mean, there are
you sold cars.
We were talking during the break, one of the breaks, how crazy this Fauci thing is getting. Execution has been prison sentence. Maybe we'll get to it tomorrow. Somebody from Waukesha County, apparently a supervisor, said that Fauci should be executed and later remove the post. I'm going to look long and hard at somebody who posts something like that.
So you sent this yesterday, which I actually was not expecting, but TMZ's Harvey Levin,
yes.
He's the creator of TMZ, right? So
yes.
I
and an attorney.
He's also an attorney.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So if you've ever watched any of the clips from TMZ, like he's the probably
host.
He's a host, like older, maybe 50s.
He might be
he might be in 60s and just looks really good for his age.
Yeah.
I thought he had a really great nuanced take about this. He was very offended by everything that happened yesterday, and not because he doesn't think that mistakes were made during COVID.
We all think that.
And he reminds us, because he's like, I had a lot of friends die of AIDS. And I think for many people who did not, I did not live through the AIDS epidemic, right?
I did. I lived in San Francisco.
And so for people who remember the lack of response from the government to deal with something that was killing thousands of people and just ignoring a population of people, and Fauci was one of the people who actually
pioneer.
Yes. And so, and he referenced, Levin references the different, like globally different things. And so it was a really nuanced take from, you can criticize how things were handled, but to assume that it was done maliciously is just wrong.
From a person who has served, I think it was like 8 presidents of both political persuasions, never had a problem to the pandemic until the pandemic was politicized.
Well, and also globally, let's look around. Like, are there other countries that are going after their top scientists that were were giving recommendations during COVID?
Yeah, no. And for all you folks who think, they should get him and jail him and in some weird cases execute him, which is just, I question your sanity, first off, if you say that. This is where we're at now. And if you think the sort of removal from the context of science in any conversation is a good thing, I'm going to shake my head no. It's not. You're making us collectively dumber because of politics. Because your guy, or in some cases gal, says we overreacted to the pandemic. The reaction was not perfect because nothing in medicine or science or healthcare ever is perfect. But the reaction saved lives, saved millions of lives across the world. So you can argue about where it started, China, wherever, and what Fauci invested in, or at least spent resources on, because scientists are all about getting to the truth. And you're going to go down some paths that maybe won't get you to the truth. Maybe they're a diversion that's not going to be helpful. But they don't know. You don't know as much at the beginning as you know at the end. And now we know how this all played out. And I'll go back to that story I said yesterday. That nursing home on the West Coast of the United States where everyone was dying in a very short amount of time caused mass panic in this country across every system of government, including the federal government, and certainly among healthcare professionals. Because you don't know what you don't know.
I was reminded in all of this, one of the quotes from Dr. Fauci back in 2020 was, if we do this right, all of this will look like an overreaction.
Yeah. I continue to be so frustrated by all of this. So again, you know where I stand. I think you're pretty sure where Kristen stands. Maybe not an F-bomb is appropriate, but maybe in some cases an F-bomb in this situation, talking about the overreaction of people who want to execute somebody because of their science. Maybe that is appropriate. Quick break.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. My motorized retractable awning is already saving me from that hot summer sun. I love that I can enjoy my patio year-round thanks to Comfort Awnings. I just retract it when I want the sun and extend it when I need the shade. Comfort Awnings even come equipped with sensors that detect rain and strong winds. This year, reclaim your outdoor space for your friends and family to enjoy every season Wisconsin has to offer. Right now, get $250 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
Meet Jim and Rita.
We went on a motorcycle trip.
But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident.
They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital.
Sometime later, Rita made a discovery.
She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there?
And amazingly,
he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's.
And I had my checkbook in my hand.
But when he arrived there,
and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty.
Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty.
It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Tune in Saturdays at 6 a.m. for Legally Speaking with Kirsten Hildebrand. Hildebrand Law. Legal talk without the filler and straight to the point. Miss the show? Catch the Legally Speaking podcast on WTMJ.com.
Stay informed with what's happening in the Badger State and beyond with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty on Wisconsin's Midday News.
The Democratic side of the gubernatorial race on stage together. Gloves off, right? Gotta be spicy. Time to attack.
But were there fireworks?
No, not so much.
Join us each weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Or catch up anytime on our YouTube page or the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
This week has moved along so fast. Thanks for joining us on our journey, but we're not done yet. Tomorrow, Bill and Joe, the gang's back together.
Bill will be on the phone, which is
right.
not as fun, but
not as fun.
Still got Bill.
They have promised, Bill and Joe have, to join us in person both Friday shows at the Wisconsin State Fair where you can all see
I
us.
can't believe the state fair starts next week.
That's crazy. Well, August is Saturday.
I know.
I mean, where did you? I just remember going to the 4th of July parades. God, how did that month go so fast?
I hate it. I hate how fast the summer goes.
Yeah. All right. We covered a lot of ground today.
We had a great show.
Like a
today.
4-hour show in 2 hours.
A lot of good,
Good content.
Yeah, good content.
Even wove in some profanity, sort of.
No dump button.
What do you think Bill would say about that, or Joe on the? I would say Joe. I'm not have no knowledge of what they would say. I would say Joe, yes. Bill, no.
On what? On
use of profanity in public setting by elected officials.
I actually think they both would say no.
They would. Let's ask them. Well, it's a throw-in. We'll ask them tomorrow. All right, I got to get out of here. I got a dentist appointment.
Good luck.
It's a busy week. Yeah.
How often do you floss? Oh, you talked about this. Don't you floss like 5 times a day?
I brush 5 times a day. I floss every other day.
Oh.
I give the gums a rest. I don't even know if that's appropriate, but that's what I do. More information you probably needed. I'll see ya. We'll see ya tomorrow. News next.
Have you been living with pain and just assuming it's something you have to just live with and accept? Do not. I'm Julia Fellow with